Hello, people. How y'all doing? I want to start today. This is the first audio exercise. So I want to start by thanking everybody for the support, for all the positive feedback I got on WhatsApp. I hope you all enjoyed. Today, I'm here with my friend Lindsie.
Hi.
We were studying Portuguese and having therapy sessions, some kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. So Lindsie, let's start by you can introduce yourself. So tell your age, where you are from, where did you go to school, and what your major was.
My whole life story. Okay.
Very short life story.
Brief life story.
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Lindsie. You know that already. Like Lindsie Lohan, but not like Lindsie Lohan. Just if that helps with pronunciation.
Not as junky as Lindsie Lawson.
No, please. I'm 21, and I'm from the Colony, Texas, which is a city just north of Dallas. Mm-hmm. I know the name is weird, but yep, that's it.
I think we are going to have another episode just talking about the history of the colony because I think you guys would love to get to know the history.
I mean, it's definitely entertaining. Hopefully it's not too much of a reflection on me, but it could be, however you want to take it. But yeah.
How old are you?
Oh yeah, I said I'm 21. Where did I study and what did I study?
Yes.
Okay. I studied at Abilene Christian University. Well, I went to the Colony High School, and then I went to ACU. And I studied Spanish and global studies with a business minor.
Okay.
So,
what does that mean exactly?
yeah. So that's a lot, but basically in Spanish, I studied Spanish language and literature. So I studied grammar rules, vocabulary, all the normal things you would expect from a language course, as well as Latin American history and literature, poetry, all kinds of things. So.
Okay. And what kind of job can you get with a degree like that?
With a degree like that, it's pretty varied. A lot of people go on to be Spanish teachers or other types of language teachers. I have a certification to teach English as a second language, so that's kind of the route that I'm on currently.
And that's what Viva Post says on Facebook, right?
Yes, exactly.
Licensed
Yeah. Highly esteemed. No, it's too much for me, but something like that. A lot of people want to be professors, translators.
Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of career you're looking into? Like, that's what you want to do for the rest of your life, or for some part of your life, or that's what you're doing now and see what happens next?
Yeah, kind of. That's what I'm doing now, and we'll see what happens next. So next year I'll go to Malaysia to teach English there for 10 months. And then after that, I'm not really sure. I'm interested in things involving international poverty and development, but I'm not sure what that would look like for me right now. And that's not really specific because there are so many things that fall under that umbrella. But yeah, okay. We'll see.
And right now you're here in Itu. You've been living here for how far?
Almost 2 months.
Almost 2 months already.
Mm-hmm.
And you're living in
December.
In December, so you're gonna spend like a whole semester here.
Yep, more or less.
Doing what?
Well, I'm technically an intern for the church here. I guess they don't know what the church is, but
no, you can tell them what the church is. They are kind of familiar with the church because I talk about church.
Okay, well, there's a Church of Christ here in U2, and I'm interning there, and basically just helping out with different community projects.
And just so you know, the Church of Christ she's talking about is that big one in front of Plaza Tenier. The beautiful building.
Yeah,
near
super
Plaza
chic.
Tenier. Super chic, where licensed teachers go to.
Like myself.
Okay, and what does it really mean to be an intern for the church?
Mm-hmm. Essentially, my role is just to be involved in the community and make relationships and be open to learning about culture and language and the different things that they're doing here in U2. So it's pretty expansive and broad. There aren't a ton of specific things. I am teaching English classes at Viva and Spanish classes at Viva, which is a school that's run by one of the members of the church. But there are a lot of things that are involved, and when interns come, they get involved in all kinds of different things.
Okay. And talking about Viva, since you've mentioned, can you tell a little bit what kind of a school Viva is? Because it's not a regular school, right?
Yeah, it's a school of relevant education, and it's more of an after-school school where students go, or adults, or people of any age really, go after work or after school to try to learn things that are relevant for real everyday life.
And the main focus is like more to focus more on people in need, people who cannot pay for this kind of extra curricular activity, or is for anyone like?
I mean, really, it's open to anyone, but the idea is to give people who would normally not have the opportunity to have that sort of education through the public schooling system here in Brazil, to have a chance to go somewhere where they can learn and learn well and be in community and feel that they're receiving something meaningful for them.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So the main reason I've asked Lynn to help us today, guys, is because there are two questions most of you are always asking me about how to learn prepositions, or why prepositions are so confusing or whatever, and the irregular verbs, how to memorize regular verbs or these things. And since Lindsie is a certified and licensed teacher.
This is like a lot of pressure. No.
I asked her.
No, I'm not that cool.
I asked her if she could give us some tips on how to learn prepositions and irregular verbs. So that's what she's about to do.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right now. So, the book is on the table. Y'all, prepositions are hard, so maybe it will be encouraging, first of all, to tell you that this is something that even native English speakers struggle with, and something that for me is a bit confusing at times. And honestly, it's not something I think about a lot, because it's my language, and I just know it sounds right. But even just the other day, I was telling Cabral this, that I was at the beach in Peruíbe, and I was talking to my friend JB, and I said, oh yeah, remember we were on the bus. No, wait, we were in the van. And then I kind of stopped, and I thought, why do we say on the bus and in the van or in the car? And these are things that I think I'll never know. But the first thing is to just accept that you will probably not know half the time. There's not a rule. And that's just how it is. When we're kids and we're learning a language, we don't think about, oh, these are the rules for prepositions or these conjugations. We just learn what sounds natural. So something I would say to actually be a practical tip is one thing you can do is find some chants and songs and things on YouTube to help you practice getting in the habit of using prepositions in different situations. And I am all for making raps or songs of your own to try to practice this. Really immerse yourself in literature, like different books and TV shows, and go into that with the intention of listening to the different prepositions and hearing them and writing them down. Practice writing them so that you can just get used to hearing them in different situations. And if you get the chance to talk to a native speaker, like any of us, you can send it to this WhatsApp message group also. Just talk to us and try to use different prepositions and ask what sounds right. Ask people to correct you, because generally we're going to understand what you're trying to say, but just be open to receiving the feedback. And
what about the irregular verbs?
Yeah, for irregular verbs, something similar. I would say for irregular verbs, especially read books for this, because we'll find a book that's written in past tense, which most are. And pick out words that you don't know. As you're reading and you say, oh, I didn't realize that I didn't know that one. Write it down on a piece of paper and go back and make flashcards so you can practice reading through those. A lot of this new vocabulary with the past tense, you'll gain just by reading through a book, because your brain will start picking it up, and a lot of the most common verbs will be repeated over and over again. So look for those, and even, this sounds more boring, but sit down and make a chart with the different verbs and the past tense for those verbs, and just practice that. Practice writing full sentences using those verbs in the past, and practice telling stories to people, even if it's just you recording a story on your phone or a podcast, or send it to the WhatsApp group.
Talking to yourself, looking at the mirror, just...
I talk to myself in Portuguese all the time, so...
And that is something cool, because it's nice when you hear someone who's trying to learn our own language, and you hear that person saying that she's struggling because it is hard. I think it gives us more motivation to keep studying.
For sure.
Because as we were talking before, how do you define if you are fluent or not, or how do you create a target on how well you want to speak a foreign language, right? It's so general and so abstract that it's fun to hear, especially a licensed teacher saying that she struggles learning Portuguese.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, guys, so that was teacher Lindsie. If you want to meet Lindsie, you can come to Cafela here in Bairro Brasil. I'll send you the link here to the WhatsApp group if you want to come here, have a cup of coffee. Or you can invite Lindsie to a barbecue in your house.
Yeah.
She would be very happy to come.
That would be great.
That would be great. And let us know your opinions about what she said, if you think her tips are cool or not. And if you have any other tips, please send us the audio message and share your opinion and tips to all the people here in this group, okay? So thank you very much. Thank you, Lindsie.
Thanks, y'all.
And till next time.
Yep.